Alec, we need you. We need your energy. Martin said he was going to come on, but he's.
That's the wrong opening. So let's try this one more time. What a hell of a morning. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Spike. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Mark. You're muted, but we're going to go over all these games. We finally made it to divisional round. There were two games yesterday that really surprised the hell out of me. That was crazy. When you first watched the first one, I don't know what's going on with Josh Allen with those interceptions that kind of sucked. The referees helped out a whole hell of a lot. Like like it was the Kansas City Chiefs on the other end instead of what was going on with the Broncos. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I think that they're just tough calls. The interception that was tough. The pass interferences are tough. And it's hard to end the game on those things and end your season with those things. So I understand all the emotion that coming out of Buffalo. Then the Seattle Seahawks whooped the 49ers up and down. I felt like I was watching the Simpsons. They're like, stop it. They're already dead. Leave them alone. Like I felt like they were just stomping them so much. So it felt bad watching that. Yeah, so Mark, what do you think? Yeah, I'm mute though.
Yeah. I don't know what I was muted. You could have won with Drew Lock. I mean, the very first play of the game, it was over when Shaheed took the opening kickoff for a touchdown.
Yep.
That game surprised me the most. I was a little bit shocked about how much points were scored in the Buffalo Broncos game, but the fact that the 49ers just didn't even show up.
But you know what? When McCaffrey's out, when they had no more players to sacrifice at the altar to keep McCaffrey healthy, once he was gone, then it was over. It was Brock Purdy just sitting there holding the ball like, who am I throwing the ball to now? He tried to throw to Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings like, well, I was eating popcorn over on the sideline. I didn't know what was going on.
And then you had the Kittle replacement was fumbling, And
then he was hurt.
Yeah.
It's on the sideline hurt too. Oh man, it was crazy. What up, Jonathan? Says, what up, y'all? Went 0-4 on my playoff pool now and lost $300 betting Bills money line. Safe to say I had a rough Saturday, bro. Like last week, I was undefeated. got every game right. I have not gotten a game right this week at all. The Saturday games whoop my tail.
Yep, me too. I'm 0 for 2 so far.
I really thought the Bills will pull out the Broncos. I just thought Josh Allen would somehow figure out a way.
And then what are the Broncos supposed to like? Oh yeah, you won, but you lost Bo Nix doing it.
Bo Nix is out. How do he broke his ankle
on the second to last play?
But he still stayed in that next play. He limped off, but you knew he was hurt, but he didn't seem like it was a season-ending injury. And now this is tough. This is tough, man. I don't know. That's gonna be a real tough divisional championship game. I mean, and what's funny is if Kent was in the building, I'll tell him how lucky Kent might be. He might have New England might have another easy route right to the Super Bowl.
You got all the Houston Texans who Patriots are getting all these people back, and then you got the Texans who are losing people left and right.
Yep, Nico Collins is out for the game. Your number one receiver. You have hardly anyone on offense that you have to worry about with the Texans. New England is a shoe-in to win. Yes, somehow, this must be their year. Forget everyone else's year. This must be New England's year. Just Tom Brady. So, but time to win it all back with Texas money line and Bears money line. Dude, I am so once again, that's who I chose. The Texans and the Bears, right? I don't feel good about any of those other picks. I just straight up don't feel good about any of them.
Yep.
Good morning. What's up, Martin? How you feeling, man?
He's not feeling good. Hopefully he's feeling better.
Butt off. He's been working all the time, and that's part of it. So is Josh ever going to get over the hump? So he finally won a road playoff game last week. Now there's no Mahomes, no Lamar, no star quarterbacks that have been stopping him, preventing him, and he loses. It looks bad, man. It really does. Yeah,
I think you can't blame Josh for that. How are you going to let that Broncos offense that has struggled all year get 30 points in regulation? What was their defense doing?
I'm going to say all the turnovers, man.
No, I know the turnover. Well, most of his two big interceptions were launched down the field, though.
No, yeah, you're right. No, I mean, and that's true.
They were borderline punts.
Yeah, but QBR would be at 48 when you're supposed to be the one winning it.
He had at the end of the first half. What the fuck was that?
I know, man. It's just you can't win with that type of those turnovers when you're. The argument is that everyone's having because people love Josh Allen is that he's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's not the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. He's very, very good. But if you're going to say he's the best quarterback in the NFL, he has to be able to bring his team to that place. He has to do it, especially when no one else should be on his level. And he did it. And I feel, I'll say this. His team loves him. And there's no doubt in my mind that his team loves him. Because when he's having all the emotion and he says, it's my fault, and the rest of his team is jumping up and saying, oh my God, this dude, he's amazing. I love him. His own offensive tackle's crying because he's upset. That tells me a lot about his leadership and how much they love him. But if I'm going to call him the best quarterback in the NFL, he got to win.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, man. All right, let me bring Alec in the building for a second.
Well, too bad. Whoever wins today between Texans and Pats is going to the Super Bowl because Stidham is not winning a playoff. Marty, he juked himself and broke his own ankle.
That's exactly what it looked like, though. Did you guys see the play? He didn't make any yards. It was a terrible play call.
Yeah.
So working got burned out and got sick. Yeah, you working, burning both ends, man. You still get healthy. That's all I need you to do.
I didn't feel good about choosing any game this weekend. I feel like the Bears will win by 3 or lose by 17.
Honestly, I'm here with my DJ Moore stuff on. I'm telling you the exact same thing. I feel like the Bears will either win by 3 or lose by 30. Like 100%.
Josh Allen had way too many TOs.
Yeah, it just you guys are all right. Everything you guys are saying makes sense because when you look at Josh Allen should be the best. Like he should be heads and shoulders above everybody else. They had the run game. They were doing fine if just handing the ball off. Really, they were.
That's what I was celebrating. I said it's funny that Cook led the NFL in rushing this year, and I've seen him run the ball one time in this game. Why?
Is it? But is that not Josh Allen's fault?
Every other play, Josh Allen's taking off down the field.
Maybe they should play. Maybe you need an offensive coordinator with Joe Brady, who I believe is a great offensive coordinator, and that's not what I'm trying to say. But maybe you need someone who's going to hand the ball off and tell Josh, no, we're not going to put the game in your hands all the time.
Right. She'd be like, we'll put the game in your hands when we need to.
In the fourth.
Right. But, let's reel it back a little bit until we get to that point. Maybe we won't need to put the game in your hands.
And then we win by 30, because they have that good of a team. They should have. I could have seen them win the Super Bowl easily with that team.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
We said what's up when you came in. You didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I was waiting for y'all to finish your segment. That's all.
We're all good, man. It's hard to watch Saturday games and then coming back in on Sunday and knowing that you weren't happy with all the Saturday games. I wasn't happy with the referees. And the question is, were they the wrong calls?
Was that an interception? The last one? I watched it 100 times, and every time I'm like, Cook catches it, his elbow hits the ground.
But when his elbow hits the ground, the other guy has the ball at the same exact time. So that's now
it goes to the receiver.
It does go to the receiver, but as soon as he hits the ground, that's the problem. If
the ball is loose on the ground and the other guy takes it out your hand, that could be called an interception. That's the question. I don't know.
So the way that the NFL has it is the same thing with any normal reception. You have to survive if you're going to the ground for it to count as a catch. If the ball moves as soon as it hits the ground, and especially if it touches the ground, then it's incomplete. But in this case, it wouldn't be. In this case, as soon as he hit the ground, that's when the ball moves, gets stripped, and he runs away with it. Okay, the defender gets the interception because he has control of it when he hits the ground. Now if Cooks had made, let's say, instead of going to the ground, let's say he would have caught it and they were fighting for it for a couple of steps and then they were going to the ground, then they would have ruled the tie to the receiver.
Then you don't have to survive. Exactly what you just said. You have to survive the ground. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have to survive the ground, then now then
it's the receivers. Yes, mm-hmm. which we all know if that would have happened, the game would have gone to the Bills.
100%.
I'm pretty sure at that point it would have gone to the Bills.
No, I agree, and it was. I don't know. Who do you blame for that?
That one's not Josh Allen's fault. Like I told you guys, I don't blame the entire game on Josh Allen. I think that he felt like he had to do everything. The one thing that I think was egregious was his fumble.
Don't forget, they lost by 3, and he gave them free 3 points at the end of the first
half. Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. So, but you say the game was not. I think that play is not Josh Allen's fault.
Yeah, no.
But his play up until that point, when those interceptions, you can't have those type of turnovers and those interceptions and those fumbles and win the game. 5 turnovers is crazy.
It's definitely hard to win a game, especially when you're facing the second best defense in the league. Which I think that's what people need to understand is that, Josh Allen is a part of the loss. The team definitely was just, they played a very good team, at least defensively. I mean, can you imagine Josh Allen playing Denver and then next week having to play Houston? That's ridiculous.
How about that? To beat,
No, I know. But what I'm saying is that instead of facing, Lamar, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, he has to face the 2 best defenses in the league. If that were to happen, that would be just equally as terrible because it's hard to beat great defenses in the playoffs.
I think the problem is Josh Allen feels like he has to win the game by himself, and he does not. That's the issue. When you have James Cook, who's probably the best running back in the NFL, in the damn backfield, and you're not handing the ball off to him, that's not Josh Allen's fault, but it's the damn team's fault. Give the ball to James Cook.
When you've been doing you for so long, not saying that Josh Allen's a selfish player. I don't think he's a selfish player. But when you've been the guy every year that you've been on that team because you don't got nobody, you know.
But they've had James Cook. The problem, once again, this is the first year he won a playoff game away from home.
Yeah.
This is the first time. How do you win road playoff games? You run the damn ball and you have defense, and then your quarterback makes great plays at the end. If you want to be a championship game team, you have to do those type of things. It's no longer just about the quarterback. And I feel like as much as I thought the Bills were going to win, and I really want Josh Allen to get to the Super Bowl,
I did too.
He needs to change the way he's doing things.
He's very – so I guess let me ask this. Do we think he needs to change things, or is it just because his play style is very – aggressive, which comes with high risk but high reward? Because that's how he's always been.
I think the coach has to stop. Joe Brady should call different damn plays. When Plank Shark says he's supposed to hold the ball when he goes down to the ground, but if he lets it go while the ball is going to the ground is called an interception. No, I think it is interception. He didn't survive it at all. He didn't survive the ground. It's an interception. I think it's the right call. I have less problems with that call and more problems with the pass interference calls. But then the first pass interference call, which really was the game changer, didn't even matter because you would have Bosa roughing the quarterback. I think he gets a pass because of the dumbass play he made because the pass interference. It would have been something anyway. But there's also holding in the end zone that could have been a safety. Yeah, in the game for the Buffalo. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We saw the guard like literally holding and wrapping him and hugging the guy. So James Cook sold the game for the Bills.
Damn. Tough take.
Okay.
Now, but at the end of the day, the Bills had a chance to truly win that game, and all they did was cause penalty after penalty, and that's what sealed it for them. Whether we agree with the one being a pass interference or not didn't matter because there's also roughing the passer, which you can't do. Mm-hmm. And then another penalty after that. It's just like truthfully, once we heard any of those penalties, that was it because we knew that. Because if it wasn't for that, we know that they would have stopped them. They would have been their pun most likely, and then we go back and forth. But no, no one likes it when penalties feel like they ultimately decide the game, especially if they're bad ones. But this one, I don't know, it's a bang play. So.
Well, why you got hit on me, Anzo? Look, I roll out of bed. I'm here with you guys. I make the room. I do all the stuff. I got to put a shirt on now too.
He's trying to flex for y'all because his Bears are going to bear down.
This is just regular.
To hold him in the end zone.
Yeah, the Brandon Cooks call. Yeah. No, I think that's true too. I think but the problem is the referees were already so much part of the game, right? Wasn't that part of the issue? Referees were just in that game all the time.
Always that.
I think
next year's the Bills year. Next year.
I think. Okay, Cowboys fans.
Baron. You want to talk Baron? Okay.
Yeah. But no, honestly, even though the refs were a part of the game, I don't feel like they were allowing the wide receivers and DBs to hand fight through most of the game. And then towards the end, suddenly when it matters most, that's the part that always bugs people is that when the refs call it towards the end of the game, no one likes to hear it. They don't like to hear those holding calls, those pass interferences, especially if both players are fighting for it. It's just
I think you're right. But it's one of those things like
when away, but
it's going to be Texas versus the Bears next week in a few weeks.
Skip the championship.
Yeah, it'd be 3 weeks, but no, I get you.
No, for what I think as a football player,
like wrestling.
Yeah.
It actually does. But as a football player, you learn the referees that you're going around, right? You learn how the referees are going to call the games as we go. And if you think that the referees will let you be tough and you be physical, you're going to be very tough and physical throughout the rest of the game. It's hard trying to change it in the fourth quarter all of a sudden. So like it's hard going forward doing these things. Like I can't just change my entire mentality when you've shown me one way of doing things and then going a different way. I don't know how you want me to change immediately. So like if the refs are going to call it tight, then call it tight the whole game. If you're going to call it loose the whole game. Don't change in the middle. Don't change at the end.
Also try to keep it even if that's how you're going to call it. Don't be like, oh, I'm only calling it on the Bills.
Well,
but then when the Broncos do it, we'll keep the flags in our pockets.
As a fan, that's how we look at it. As a player, I don't look at it. I mean, because, Brian and I both played not pro, obviously, but we play a little bit of ball, and with the refs, I do agree that they have to call a fair game. But at the same time, to them, that is what a fair game is that they called. And fans will say that it's rigged and this and that, but that's why I know the refs make stupidly bad calls, and the refs have been historically bad and getting worse every single year, it feels like. So it's no wonder why people think that sports betting is making it rigged, or all these other things are making it rigged. I just think that the refs just need to be held accountable. Once they start being held accountable for things more often, then we'll see more fair plays once people's fines or jobs are on the line, or suspensions. Because I've only heard of one crew being suspended this year, and that was the Denver Broncos and Eagles game, where they got suspended because they missed several pass interference calls that Denver did on the Eagles. And it was reported, and then they said, all right, we're going to suspend you for 1 week. So
always comes back to the Eagles.
Always
comes back to the Eagles.
They were just the only one.
They haven't been.
We going back there.
Always comes back to the Eagles. This man is crazy. Hey. Look, you are out. You suck. Get out. Let us be the focus. It's all right.
Man. 49ers had no business being there, but they beat us. That's fair.
Stafford's 1-9 in games where temperatures are this low.
Oh my gosh.
Curious how he's especially his hand. Oh, yeah, plus his hand is hurt.
Yeah, his hand, his finger. So, and here's going to be something that I don't know how you guys. I live in Chicago, right? So the weather outside by game time is going to be like 10 degrees. It's going to feel like it's -8. Okay. That's what the wind chill. It's Chicago. That's what we do, right? Then, but by 10 o'clock, man, we're talking about -12, -15 degree wind chills. It's going to be cold. So if you're not running around and feeling and dealing with this weather, you're going to have a hard ass time. This is going to be, if the Bears want to win, you better make this into a black and blue division type of win. You really have to make it into a slobber knocker. You need to be trying to make this as tough as possible. If not, if the Rams are just able to run and go with their talent and do all this stuff, bruh, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game.
No, whoever wins this will most likely go to the Super Bowl.
Notorious says he's picking Texans versus Broncos. And then he takes it even further. Texans will win their first Super Bowl in team history.
Without Nico? That's crazy. Maybe.
Man, I mean, it sucks not to have your number one wide receiver. I would feel like, though, if I'm Broncos, it would suck more not to have my star young quarterback.
No, it is whoever wins this game. But New England just seems so. We've been complaining about New England having an easy schedule the entire year, right? This has been the complaint. And now they get the Texans with their number one wide receiver. So no Nico, right? Now, then if they beat the Texans, they go to the Broncos without their quarterback. They can make it to the Super Bowl and never have to fight a team that way. That's crazy. But you know what? I'll turn it around. If the Patriots beat the Texans with that defense, don't they deserve to win?
If they beat that defense, then all you gotta do is beat another good defense in Denver. Then they deserve to, yeah.
I mean, but Denver's only Stidham's not going to win a game. They need to be calling up somebody who's retired.
Crazier things have happened.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, what else we got?
The Broncos bringing Jameis
Because he's not retired though. Someone who's off the bench.
Then we have Sports Jazz smoking that 40 Winers pack today, baby.
Of course.
You know what?
Niners got smoked.
They did though. It was terrible. But
I'm not surprised.
But as me and Mark just talked about, right? They ran out of players to sacrifice at the altar to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy. That's what they sacrificed everybody else, right? They didn't have anyone else left. So that's why Christian McCaffrey got hurt, and that's why they're out of the game.
Yep. So you mean once CMC is hurt, then their whole team falls apart? Crazy. And all that talk about Brock Purdy being like a top 6-5 QB.
I don't know. A few refs change a game's outcome.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely.
What? I mean, yeah. I mean, come on.
Not even a few reps, a few calls.
It
can change the entire game's outcome. Honestly.
To add on to that, they always say in football, it's not every rep, it's not every play that decides game. It's always a small handful. It's like five plays that can ultimately decide a game. Well, same can be said for penalties. Just a small handful can truly dictate the entire rest of the game, it feels like. But then, of course, if you're a player, you don't make the excuse we got cheated by the refs. You say that we should have been better than their team and better than those bad calls.
Let's see. What's the next one, Mark? Yeah.
Bills lost to a good team.
Yeah.
How many bad refs calls have changed games outcomes just in the playoffs?
I mean, there have been a lot over the years. Some that were in the Super Bowl, going back as far as the Seahawks versus Steelers, where that whole game felt egregiously one-sided, that the Steelers would win that. That's a huge one. There's not the Super Bowl, but there's the egregious Rams versus Saints, pass interference, no call that should have been called.
Saints,
That was huge. There's the questionable holding call that ended the Eagles season against the Chiefs. It happens. That's why at that point I stopped.
The Eagles again. This dude, he finds a way. He can't ever open his mouth and not talk about the Eagles.
What I think the craziest
That's
one
funny
was,
because I'm pretty sure I talked about other teams first. Brian, get out of here.
It wasn't a playoff game, but it was like week 1, I think, and it was like the replacement officials. And Green Bay threw that Hail Mary. And like after the game was over, or like the next day, the NFL was like, yeah, they got the call wrong. But it shouldn't have been a touchdown.
Wouldn't that change everything right there? Wouldn't that be enough of what you need to do? You need to go ahead and have all the referees have to take 20 minutes of conversation. If you pay them, right, you tell them the same thing that you talk about the players. They say the players have to talk to everybody, even if they're in the middle of a loss, and all the emotion they have. The referees should have to stand up for what they call. If you do that, all this stuff goes away. And it's funny, we're talking about this. I'm not even sure that they were bad calls. It's just that you shouldn't be part of the game, part of the entire talk about this stuff. I just hate that they're talking about this all the time.
Well, of course.
Jay the Great says, bear down.
Bear down. Let's go.
Yak has to get out of the playoffs.
We said, hey, Darren, how you feel? I know you wanted to say something. Come on.
Watching this game really won. Josh Allen, everybody not selling it, even you guys, I'm saying it. You sold the game. They won. You gave him a free three. Well, twice. You gave him a free 3 points, which is 6. Then Bonix got picked. You are on the 35 of your own of the opponent's team. You left the ball behind and left it in the air, got picked for a touchdown. That's 7-point swing. That's 13 points.
It's 14. Yeah.
That's 13, 14 points. Then that's 13 points. You needed those 13 points to win. But one thing, refs, you haven't called anything all game. You haven't called anything.
And then you
roughing the passer understand. The roughing the passer understand because that's always happens.
That's roughing the passer.
Yeah, that's roughing the passer. 3-15. The Marlins play. I don't care. I know it's a pass interference. I don't care. They've been doing this all game. Every jump ball for both teams.
I agree.
Why do you call it?
Because and it is at the end of the game that sucks. But I will tell you this. You know what? I think that second pass interference. I was talking to someone about this earlier. The second pass interference call was unnecessary to call. You can just say they're fighting, whatever is close, whatever. That's what it is.
Because he's literally doing that and then just drop
but you know what the thing is? They were already in field goal range.
Hey, that was clearly like it was second and 12. It's like, okay, here's the throw up. Hope for a pass interference type of throw. Even though it was injured, it was a hope for a pass interference type of throw.
But it got there, and it got there, and you know what? They called it, but you can't say it wasn't a call.
It was a correct call, but it's more like
it's just
you haven't called this all game. You could have if you're being more blatantly honest, both teams could have won this game during regulation thanks to this. Like the Broncos could have won because during the couple series before,
not give up all the damn points.
And then the final drive for the Bills, they literally pass interfered in the end zone.
Yeah. Well, you can say that in the Bills once again we had holding in the end zone when Josh was dropping back.
It's more like
in the end zone, holding in the zone. That would have been safety.
That could have been in the game too. It's like you haven't called anything all game. Don't call anything now.
Okay. I understand that. I will say this though. This is exactly what I expect from the playoffs. I expect games going down to the wire. I expect us to all be complaining about this because I feel like the NFL wants it to be this way. I think that they don't tell the referees to decide games. I think they tell the referees to try to keep games close. I've always felt that way. Even while I was playing it, I felt they tell the referees keep the game close. Just because no matter what this is entertainment, guys. We're all talking about this the day after because it's entertainment. This is not sport.
It's more like wrestling. It's like, okay, you never call the full 3 count, but let him keep close. Let say it within range.
I don't know.
Whatever happens. But not wrestling. But it's more like keep it close, keep it within range. Either team can win, but keep it within 14 points either way.
I think you tell them to keep it entertaining because what do TV companies do not want?
The Seahawks game.
Well, no, they don't. What they don't want people's viewership to drop down.
No, of course not. Why would they ever want that?
So you can't. If this is entertainment and we're making money off of viewers, right? You can't have the viewers go down. So what you don't want is these blowout games with the Seahawks. There's nothing you can do with the Seahawks 49ers game because they were that much more dominant. But they're going to try to keep these games close. What's best for the NFL? What's best for the NFL is for them to go down to the wire and to have a last second throw that's going to either die the game or to win the game or lose the game. That's what they want. It makes the most sense. This is why they do these things. I have no problem with it either because I'm aware. You're aware. But I believe at the end of the game, you got to let them win. You got to let the players decide what's going on. That's all I want. I have no problems, as me and Alex talked about earlier, that interception. Interception is interception.
That's an interception. That's an
interception.
That's an interception anywhere.
You need to win the game. That's all I just want them to win. Whoever's supposed to win needs to win outright. That's
by their own power, not with hey, this drive was powered by penalties. It was powered by penalties.
All right, we'll let Al jump back in. What do you think? What did you think about what Barron said?
Well, at the end of the day, Josh Allen is a part of it, I think, of being the issue. I don't think he's the only issue there.
No, he's not the only issue, but he kind of it's like the Lamar Jackson. It's like you may carry them back, but you put them in that hole. You put yourself in that hole.
And, for me, the way I look at it is that I think of that game when I watch it. I do think that Josh Allen was doing everything in his power to try not to lose the game, despite the fact he made some crucial errors throughout the game that happened. And Then that last interception, Cooks has got to catch it. He just got to.
That one I'm not blaming him on.
No, of course not. But of course, the thing about stats it's going to go under Josh Allen. And it's why I've kind of believed that I feel like certain stats should be a shared stat, not just a purely QB stat, because then it looks worse than it actually is. Because if you remove that and it's a catch, then Bills are going to win that game. It's just the way it is. I mean, because what are they going to do? Just run the ball with Cooks at that point? I mean, that's what you have to do.
Because Cooks is that damn good. It's their fault no matter what. So I don't even care. Doesn't matter. You lose because you don't play the game the right way. Use your damn running back. What's wrong with everybody?
You have the best running back this year.
Yep.
He's been the best running back. He's been top 5 running back for the last 3 years, and we don't let him run the ball. Man, whatever. You lost because you lost. And that's just what it is.
You relied on your injured receiver core. That injured receiving core, your receiving core is decimated.
Even if they're healthy,
your receiving core is a 35-year-old washed up wide receiver, a slot receiver, and a guy you don't want. Why are you throwing?
Because Josh Allen has to be able to throw the ball sometimes. But
sometimes
I think that part of it is no matter what.
But if your receivers are that decimated, don't you think it's better to establish the run and then use the run to make your pass game that much better?
Exactly what Mark just said.
Like, especially if you know your receivers, especially against that defense, where the corners are that good on that side of the ball.
Their corners and that the biggest weakness is pretty much they give up a little bit on the run game. They give up a little since they're so pass rush heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn it on to the next games. To this game, the games for Sunday. So we have the Texans going against the Patriots, guys. I need to know what you guys think from the Texans and the Patriots. How can the Texans beat the Patriots without the number 1 wide receiver? With having that terrible.
Don't make any mistakes. Don't make any mistakes. Lean on their defense. Don't make any mistakes.
Basically, what I was going to say. Don't turn the ball over and hope to God your defense doesn't allow more than 10 points.
I mean. They don't.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Just score 2 touchdowns. The defense will probably give you one.
Okay. All right. What guy, Alec?
No, I think that when it comes to, if we're talking about the Pats and the Texans, I believe that the Texans defense alone can win that game. I think it's the game of the week that I've been most excited for. I think it will be really fun to see, because if Drake May can beat the Texans, and they're going to most likely beat the Broncos the following week after that, I mean, we got to take
Empire's back.
Empire's back. No, I wouldn't say that. But what I would say is then no one can say that is because they had a cakewalk schedule that they'd made to the Super Bowl, because they clearly did in the playoffs when it mattered most. So I do think it will come down to that fourth quarter defense. Which one are we going to get from the Texans? Are we going to get the one we got most of the season, or the one, when they were facing, who was it? The Raiders, was it?
No, it was Jags. It was
Jags in the fourth quarter.
But it was the Jags.
They kept on just getting.
It was the Jags. Yeah. It was the Jags when they're very hot.
All right. I got a scenario for you guys. We're gonna go around the horn. I want to hear what you guys think real quick, and then we'll get to the Bears game because I really want to talk about that. So
what about that one?
Bears are going to play. I saw that. I think that's part of the narrative. That's part of the narrative, and it's something we'll have to talk about. But if Drake May has a game where he has 3 interceptions, how would that shape your view of his season? You know what I'm saying?
He's a very good quarterback.
No, so Barry, you go first, and then Alec go, and then Mark, and then we'll finish.
He's a very good quarterback, but he ran into one of the legendary defenses that no quarterback can beat. I don't care how good your quarterback is, he can't carry against that team, against that defense.
Okay. Alec, what you got?
That doesn't change nothing to me. Did anybody expect him to make it that far?
No.
So he has one bad game, happen to be the biggest of his career. Does that suddenly just magically mean, oh yeah, well, the whole season just when no one expected you to be there and majority of people didn't expect you to make the playoffs? I mean, to me, it doesn't change nothing. You're literally playing the number 1 defense. And if the game is super close, even with your mistakes, I would say that that's good enough to not say, oh, Drake May just can't, win when it's the biggest moments. Because if anything, we can say that he's made it. Like, if we want to spin a narrative, we can say he's made it as far as Lamar Jackson has.
See, you always harp on this Lamar Jackson bullshit, and
Lamar Jackson.
He made the championship.
Specifically,
exactly, Baron. Exactly.
No, here he talks about this Lamar Jackson bullshit all the time, but doesn't. And then he wants to say about Josh Allen. But Josh Allen's not the reason.
No, they're the same quarterback. They're the same quarterback.
You want to see that? Like he said, you're going to say that. So whatever. Go ahead, Mark.
Definitely not the same quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. They both the wins to play away.
Both
what are you talking about? So like, what you don't want to bring that up. It seems like it's real weird when you say that. So go ahead, Mark.
No, my perception of him won't change. This is his first time ever in the playoffs. This is first time ever being this far in the playoffs. He didn't. Let's be honest. He didn't look great or amazing against the Chargers last week.
Yeah, that's true.
If it happens, it happens, and then he just comes back next year, and you learn from it. Otherwise, you'll be pegged like Josh Allen.
But this is where I asked this question, because you know what? You've already had all these games in the regular season. You've gotten to this point. So why should this? If this happens, it shouldn't change everything we thought.
Exactly. No, I agree.
So, and I think that's where I wanted to go with it. I didn't want to compare it to anybody else, Alec. But the point was, the point is still it's not, because this is where we come. You always want to come back and try to criticize someone else because you don't like the player or you think it's something that, and that's not necessary.
I have nothing against Lamar.
Look, whatever. Whatever. There's no, but it's not. We're not even talking about that right now. So, but I want to say these guys are they're in this divisional game. They're doing what they're doing. What they've done already should stand firm, and that should be it. And I'm not worried about that. I think that you shouldn't say this player lost it, so we can't call him this. We can't call him that. You shouldn't worry about that right now. I think this is we're steady enough now that we can say, Drake May, you're a good player.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that should be where it is. I could look at Josh Allen and say, Josh Allen,
I was just going to say that exact same thing and be like, everyone's going to say Josh Allen had a bad game yesterday, but by the time next season starts, they're going to be like, he's one of the best QBs in the league.
Yeah.
Don't let these things change these narratives.
There's only one true winner every year. There's only one true winner.
100%. 100%. And then, but you always want to find someone to blame. There's reasons behind it, and that's why I don't like it. They want to. You're trying to push a narrative that people don't want. You don't understand that there's reasons behind what they're saying. You're trying to say Drake May, you're not this thing because they don't want him to be MVP. But that has nothing to do with anything. It's the regular season. So why would I have to care?
He's a second-year player in second place in MVP.
Why would it matter? You've already made it there.
Right.
It's the idea of the narrative once again of this. They haven't played anybody. But to get there, they play the people that you put in front of them. That shouldn't matter, right?
And
so all those things should matter.
They didn't play anybody, but they still beat everybody.
It's like, hey, you play a cakewalk, but you beat the cakewalk handily.
Exactly. No, I agree.
That's what good teams do. Beat the easy teams handily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They do. They do beat the good teams, and the easy teams won not.
All right, let's go with the Bears game. Okay, this Bears-Rams game in Chicago. Rams are 3.5-point favorites in Chicago, so really it's even more of a favorite. Is there a way? Can you guys figure out a way for the Bears to win?
Well,
Stafford might. Caleb's going to have to play a very good game, and Stafford has to be the second and third quarter of the Panthers game. The whole game.
Okay. All right, Alec, what you got?
All right, good. Glad I can get my piece in. but in reality,
back out.
We'll see.
That's fine. I just have a conversation with the chat and just read all their messages. I'm fine with that. But no, like I've told you before, that the Rams are beatable because I do not think that they are the best team in the NFC. And I've been saying that because I don't believe in the hype and the glaze. I think they are a talented, great team. But we have seen them throughout this season that the games that they lose, especially to certain teams that they shouldn't be losing to, it's the mental lapses. And some people would say that maybe some of the players think that because we're the Rams and we're so talented, we have a great coach, great this and that. Some people might think maybe some of the players are maybe too far in their own head. I don't want to necessarily believe that. I just think that when it comes to certain games, they just lose that mental focus of winning the game when it matters most, which is always the fourth quarter is the money quarter. You know, that's what we all talk about. I think sometimes they have these issues with that. And it being a very cold game, yes, that will affect Stafford. But I just think that
they got Kyrie Williams. They still got, they have
all the pieces to win the game. But if we've seen throughout the season, if they have those mental lapses, then it does not matter them having all these pieces. At the end of the day, that's how the Bears are going to win. They have to play a very smart game, which means Caleb has to make sure he limits the hero ball action, continues playing good, smart football. They run the ball because, as we've seen, one of the best ways to beat the Rams is to run the ball on them and do it successfully. Not the easiest thing to do in the world. But if you do that, limit the amount of time that you know that Stafford's out on the field. And if they're making mental mistakes, and maybe he's throwing a pick or two, suddenly you've got yourself a game that is winnable. That should be a close game. It won't be a blowout by any means. It'll be a close game. But that's how I think you can beat them. I do think they're beatable. And if you don't beat them, then it just is what it is. It was you lost to a great team.
I would also add special teams abuse that. Their special teams is their weakest link.
Oh, easily.
On punt blocking, I would just blitz. I would go for it.
Especially when the refs tell the defender.
Hey, they give up a lot to that. They give up a lot to that.
Oh, Mark. All right. How do you feel like how do you feel like the Bears can win this game?
I think number one, they have to stop the run. They can stop the run, and you force Matthew Stafford into long third downs. That'll keep your defense off the field. And then offensively, keep it close. If you can keep it close, don't let the Rams get on you. You'll be in it until the end, and you'll have a shot. Especially if it's close going into the fourth quarter. Obviously, we know what you can do there. But
yeah, no, I get you.
Even if it's not close, I guess. But I don't think you always want to rely having to come back in the fourth quarter. You know.
Exactly. I agree.
It'd be nice to be like, hey, we didn't have to sweat this one out.
We've been waiting for that the whole season. I've had 18 heart attacks in entire season.
Right.
That's what we got. To answer that question for what the Bears need to do, I think they treat this game very much like they treated Philadelphia. Run up the middle. You have to be able to power run and control the clock. The time of possession. You cannot give LA the time of possession you get in these other teams. You cannot play with Green Bay. You cannot be down 18 points to Matt Stafford and think you're going to win. You can't do those things. If what you have to do is you have to establish a run, you need to continue to have the ball, you need to continue to sustain drives, and the easiest way to beat Matt Stafford is to keep him cold on the sideline and have to come back in. Every time he's coming back in, he's been on the sideline for 15, 20 minutes. That's how you
and he get affected by the weather.
That's the way you get, because if he's warm and he's able to do all the things, then all of a sudden we have problems. Now Stafford is throwing the puka in the cool. He's throwing the Devontae Adams for these huge touchdowns. Kyron Williams is running up the middle. Blake Coleman's finding his way into the end zone. You're going to have those issues. Parkinson, who's I
was going to say maybe you should probably guard Parkinson a little bit. That seems to be his number one target in the playoffs. So.
He's phenomenal. So when those are all issues and things that you're going to have to do to be able to beat this team. Do I think it's doable? I agree with Alec. Exactly what he said. Like word for word what he said, I agree with. I think that's what it takes. It takes you have to believe that you can beat this team. You got to believe that they're not the best team or they can make mistakes. You have to believe that, and you have to go and do it. That's the only way. But if I'm choosing, of course, I'm a Bears fan, because of course I'm going to say we're going to win, right? But if I'm looking at it, and if the Bears play like they played against Green Bay, it's not going to go well.
We're done.
It's just not going to go well. Yeah. All right.
You make some shirts of someone like dehorning a ram. You
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the Rams lost. But if they won, then no one's really shocked because a lot of people are expecting the Rams to win. So,
yeah.
But then it's whoever plays Seattle. And Seattle is truthfully that. I mean, I'm also originally from Washington State. So I think Seattle.
So we got to say every show now.
That's okay. This is okay. As long as you ain't saying fly, you can fly. You can let them say Washington.
Like, I never seen someone be like, "Oh, I'm gonna say I like the Seahawks."
If you want to say bear down every week,
like
I'm gonna say
cop out of why you're rooting for the Seahawks.
Yeah,
say you like Auburn.
The Seahawks. The Seahawks.
Say you like Auburn.
The Seahawks just had they just
crazy
beat them straight down. They just beat them straight down from
which I wasn't surprised that they did that to the 49ers. They did it before. I mean, I think Seattle. I care more when it comes to going into the playoffs, not how talented the roster is, who is truly getting hot at the right moment. That really is what matters in the playoffs. Like, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you look a bit sluggish going into the playoffs, or you look like you have certain weaknesses, that can be exploited. The Seahawks, to me, don't look like that they have any weaknesses currently playing in the playoffs. That's
Sam Darnold. You stop the run and you make Sam Darnold have to throw the ball. What was Sam Darnold's stats from yesterday?
12 for 17. 12 for 17 with like a buck 25 and a touchdown.
Because he couldn't throw the ball.
He didn't need to throw the ball.
No,
he couldn't.
How hard is Charbonnet?
I think
Charbonnet.
I need him to be out for a while. That's right. I need him to be out all next
season. Who's going to be the red zone carry? I mean, it was weird seeing, your boy
Kenneth Walker all of a sudden get 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
see what happens when you don't have to defend on fucking Charbonnet.
Good Lord. All those fantasy people are like,
"Oh, and Velus Jones. We have a Velus Jones sighting. We have a Velus Jones sighting."
Man, I was so pissed.
No, you're fine.
K9 he knows how to get in the end zone. Who knew?
No, it's true. But I mean, it's fine if Sam Darnold doesn't have the most light up game in the world. He doesn't need to if he doesn't need to.
Especially with that defense.
But that's you say you don't see a weakness, right? And that I was kind of referring to that, saying they don't. Your weakness is Sam Darnold having a strain oblique. Your weakness is if you have to force him to throw the ball 30, 40 times. Can he do it? Now, don't get me wrong. JSN is amazing. Really, he really is. But can Sam Darnold get him the ball as much as him? If he's throwing the ball all the time, some of those passes come up short. That's how you beat this team. You beat the Seahawks by forcing them. You stopping the run, which is not the Bears.
Sam Darnold.
That's not the Bears' strong suit. But and then you force Sam Darnold to try to throw the ball. That's how you beat them. I mean, they just. But I did want to go back to this Bears game. I was showing someone. Brad Biggs actually said that there's a good chance that Joe Thuney plays left tackle. They bring in their other left guard. Joe Thuney plays left tackle because Isaac Trapillo being out. They don't trust Theo Benedict very, very much. And this is a very good chance that we go out there and Joe Thuney be the left tackle for the Chicago Bears against the Rams.
Yeah, you're really
probably better blocking.
Use Joe Thuney for all his worth, aren't you?
100%. This is
that's what he does. That's what he did. That's what he did last year. For the last half the season.
That's all we got, man. What you talking about? Don't be surprised if Luke Newman starts at left guard and Joe Thuney starts at left tackle.
You think everybody's picking up the phone in the offseason? Like, how much do we have to give up to get tuned?
He gets you to the playoffs no matter what, just by being there. If the Bears make it to the Super Bowl, come on, Joe Thuney's the only reason. Oh no, this is good. Okay,
that's probably the best option because I think when Newman plays, he's good enough to be like a spot in the guard spot, but.
Newman's
I think it's good enough to be tackled.
Yeah, then you might be able to run the ball. Okay, so we all three of us kind of pick these games. Yeah. Baron, who do you think wins the Texans game? Texans Patriots. Texans, you think?
Texans 20-17.
Okay. Alec, remind everybody what you said about the game.
Okay, I'll give you Cliff Notes version so I don't ramble. I'll just say Texans are going to win, and I'll say it'll be 21-20.
I love that. That's a good one. That's a really good pick. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I had New England winning before Nico Collins' news came out, so I'm going to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it'll be rather low scoring. I think we're talking like 20-10, 17-7.
I like the 21-20 score that Alex
You can
said.
pick it. It's okay.
I think that make that 21-20. And the question is, can I pick Texas? I want the Texas. Full disclosure, I want the Texas to win.
Mm-hmm.
My mind is telling me there's no way New England should lose this game. Travion Henderson, they have too many good things in the backfield. Drake May is so tough, but he's young. And that's why I'm going to go with the Texas 21-20 because
I have a feeling he's going to throw a pick six. It's going
to be a youth bro. I think he's going to be the reason why they're in the game and also the reason why they might lose the game. Both.
Like a 5-10 yard out route, Derek Stingley picks it off and runs it back.
Or the pressure. So it's funny. I saw a couple people in the chat talking about Texans Bears. You know what that'd be called? The Lovie Smith Bowl, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The franchise saved by
that's the least likely Super Bowl outcome. But if it happens,
I think so too.
Wild. Yeah.
But no, it's the least likely unless Texas win. If the Texas win, 100% they're going to the Super Bowl. And the Broncos are not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, I can see the Texans if they win today. I think if New England wins today, they go to Super Bowl. If the Texans win today, they go to Super Bowl. This might be your AFC representative game that starts at what is that 2 o'clock? Is that what the time of the game?
Well, we will have to see again.
2 Central, 3 Eastern. Yeah.
I am agreeing with you that I think one of them will represent the AFC, but I think that we can't just smooze by Denver purely because of that defense, because that defense can win them games despite having a backup play. Because what if their running game next week does good enough and they don't have to worry about throwing the ball to the backup quarterback?
That's one of the things that got me frustrated.
No,
they didn't run the ball at all.
Correct.
Do you think J.K. Dobbins plays?
Is he
If he's healthy? Is he healthy? Is he healthy?
Practicing.
He practiced all last week, right?
So then it's a
before yesterday's
possibility.
game, he was practicing.
Okay.
So that's a possibility. So I mean that's like.
It was like off to the side. He wasn't doing actual.
What I don't like is when everyone always shies away from the obvious elephant in the room because the Broncos aren't going to do anything now that they don't have their quarterback. It's like that could very well happen, or they run the ball, it does well enough, and that defense does what that defense does, and then everybody be like, what? Okay, well now they're definitely going to lose in the Super Bowl. Like I just don't want people to do that because I know that if everyone talks about that, Denver's going to use that as fuel. They don't think we're going to win. Well, we're about to stun the world. And that's what great teams do. So,
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, but I think you have to look at it realistically. Like that offense wasn't the best at times with Bo Nix.
No, right.
Throw Stedham in there.
Yeah,
if they
now,
didn't have
I
such
still
a good
think that defense is good enough to carry him.
Yeah, that's it. It very well.
Yeah, even though they gave up 30 points, they gave the ball.
Hey,
Josh Allen.
Also Josh Allen. Let's not forget,
But also, the Broncos did this before. Do you guys not remember the ghost of Peyton Manning, who won the last Super Bowl, his last game? And literally, he couldn't throw the ball 6 yards down the field, and they still won the Super Bowl. So
they didn't even play half the season. Brock Osweiler did.
George, we know that, George, that they have a low chance of winning. We know that. I'm just saying that every time someone shoos away a team just because their star quarterback gets hurt, which we've seen several times happen before, out of nowhere, then they do well. I'm just saying.
They have that one amazing game, and then the next game they play absolutely.
Like I said, I'm not expecting Denver to win.
I won't pay
$1
on Denver, but I agree with what Alex is saying. Yeah, I would put $1 on Denver, but I agree that you play the game. You can't just say, well, it's a foregone conclusion. You have to play the game somehow, some way.
Play
so I agree.
Win the game. Oh, sorry.
Exactly. I love it.
Sorry,
let's go.
Herm Edwards carried away there.
Oh man, very cool. Okay, guys, we've been here for an hour. It's about to be noon. Everyone needs to get into their plans. If you're going to travel to the bar, wherever you're going to go, get there. We're going to close up shop. Thank you guys for viewing us. Thank you for being with us. Oh no, I am not, because it is going to be cold as crap.
Yeah, since my team ain't playing your team, we ain't going.
No, that win will cut through everything. This win will that win will cut through everything.
No, I had tickets. My best friend, got me got tickets and everything, and I was like, bruh, I can't do it.
No, bro.
You're like, maybe we're the Chicago Bears of Indiana, and they have their own stadium.
Whoa. Don't. We're not going to Gary, even though Gary's guys asking all that. Let's not do that.
Real quick, just want to get everyone's overall consent. I mean, I already know yours, Mark and Brian, but I actually want to get yours, Baron. This is not NFL related. This is college related. Who do you think is winning the Natty?
Indiana.
Do you think it's going to be my Hurricanes, or do you think it's going to be Indiana?
Indiana's not even going to be close.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
And it's
I love
probably
fun fact. If I want to go get hurricane gear, I have to drive to Miami. You know, that's quite a drive for me right now. I'm like, I don't know if I want to drive Miami, just go get some hurricane stuff and drive back. You know?
They call the internet.
Yeah, but it's tomorrow, buddy. It's tomorrow.
Overnight shipping.
What up, Tank? What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing, Tank? Hope you're
but it's not ain't gonna be close.
Go you. I know it's gonna be a game where I'm a root for my team, but unlike NFL when it's college, if there is a huge mismatch in, like, let's say skill or talent, it's even in playoffs, it's usually a blowout. But that defense is great. They do have a defensive lineman who is going to go in the first round of the draft next year.
But
I'm just saying,
it's just him now. It's just him now.
Yeah, we know. And a true freshman wide receiver with over 1,000 receiving yards. I'm just saying, anything can happen.
Probably going to get shut. Okay. I'm compared to you guys, I'm more of an expert in college football because I watch it all the time.
This is all he does. This is
that's kind of all I do.
Yeah.
Indiana has two of the best jump ball receivers in the country. Two of the best jump ball receivers, and Ruben Bain lost his running mate Mesidor with a broken arm. I think he might be out,
something like that.
So let's be Ruben Bain. They have two great running backs.
Yeah,
they have two great running backs. With Hemby from Maryland, and
they have an entire offensive line and quarterback who's played together. They're all 22 to 24 years old, and they've been playing with each other for 3 to 4 years. They took the entire team and brought them up to Indiana. This team, they're professionals.
Listen, man, I'm just happy that we're there. Okay, I'm just happy. We haven't been there and actually done something amazing since 2001. Okay. Yeah. I'm just happy. Yeah. Let me have this.
Look, you can be happy, but it won't help you. It won't help you from this ass beating up.
Man.
All right, guys. Well, we'll check that out on Monday. Cannot wait for the Bears game. Cannot wait to see this Texas game. Can't wait to see what happens. Guys, we'll be back here on Tuesday. I'll be on the Panda Grizzly Show. On Wednesday, we'll be on Dynasty Pylon. And next Sunday, we'll be back here on the Morning Spike, getting you guys ready for Divisional Championship game? Oh, it'll be championship week? Wow. It's crazy. Wow, championship week. It's freaking going too fast, guys. I can't even be ready for this. But NFL's coming to an end, guys, so let's savor every week we get. So let's go. See you guys next week.
See ya.
Peace.
See you, everybody.
Yeah.